The screech of tires ripped through the night, followed by a sickening crunch that echoed in my bones. My daughter, Lily, barely 17, stood trembling beside the wreckage of my old sedan, her breath hitching as blue and red lights painted her pale face. She'd stolen the keys, driven off in a fit of defiance, and now the car, her ticket to freedom, was a twisted heap on Maple Street. It wasn't just the car, it was the betrayal. Lily had been spiraling for months, skipping classes, sneaking out, mouthing off like the world owed her something. I'd tried everything: talks, grounding, even therapy, but nothing reached her. That night, as I stared at the mangled bumper and her tear-streaked defiance, I knew something had to break before we did. "Dad, I'm sorry," she whispered, but her eyes darted away, still burning with that reckless spark. I wanted to hug her, to scream, to shake sense into her. Instead, I called the tow truck and let the silence between us fester. The police were kind, considering her age, but the damage was done: $8,000 in repairs, a neighbor's mailbox obliterated, and a dent in my trust that no shop could fix. The next morning, I sat at the kitchen table, clutching a coffee mug that felt heavier than my heart. Lily slunk in, hoodie pulled low, expecting another lecture, but I was done with words. "You're going to Willow Creek," I said, sliding a brochure across the table. Willow Creek was a behavior school, a last-ditch effort for kids like her kids teetering on the edge of ruin. Her college fund, the one we'd scraped together over years, would pay for it. Her jaw dropped, and for the first time, I saw fear replace rebellion. "You can't do that," she shouted, slamming her fist on the table. "That's my money, my future." "Your future," I snapped, my voice cracking. "You think crashing cars and breaking rules is a future? You're throwing it away, Lily, and I'm not letting you drag us down with you." The words tasted like ash, but they were true. I'd worked double shifts at the factory to build that fund, dreaming of her walking across the stage in a cap and gown. Now it was her lifeline to something else: structure, discipline, maybe even redemption. Willow Creek was 3 hours away, a sprawling campus of red brick buildings and strict schedules. The first day, dropping her off, was like tearing out a piece of my soul. She wouldn't look at me, her backpack slung over one shoulder, her lips pressed tight. The headmaster, a woman with steel gray hair and kind eyes, promised they'd help her find her way. I nodded, but driving home, the empty passenger seat beside me felt like a ghost. Weeks passed. Lily's letters started arriving short, angry scrawls at first, blaming me, calling the school a prison. I read them alone, each word a knife, but I didn't waver. I'd seen what happened to kids who never faced consequences. My brother, lost to addiction, was proof enough. If I didn't act now, Lily might slip away forever. The first change came in her third letter. "I hate it here," she wrote, "but I'm learning to cook. The food sucks, but I made lasagna." I laughed, tears stinging my eyes. It was small, but it was something. Over months, her letters grew longer, softer. She wrote about group therapy, about a teacher who believed in her, about planting a garden and watching it bloom. She was still angry, still my stubborn girl. But there was a flicker of the Lily I remembered, the one who'd once built forts with me in the backyard, giggling until we collapsed. I visited after 6 months. She ran to me, not the sullen shuffle I'd expected, but a full sprint, her arms wrapping around me so tight I couldn't breathe. "I'm sorry, Dad," she said, her voice muffled against my jacket. I didn't get it before. We talked for hours about her mistakes, my fears, and the future we both wanted. She wasn't fixed, nobody is at 17, but she was trying. For the first time, I believed she could make it. The college fund was gone, drained by Willow Creek's fees. I didn't tell her how I'd sold my old motorcycle to cover the last payment, or how I'd cried the night I signed the check. She didn't need to know. What she needed was a chance to rebuild, and I'd give her every scrap of mine to make it happen. When she graduated from Willow Creek, I was there, clapping until my hands hurt. She wore a simple blue dress, her smile brighter than the diploma in her hand. I'm going to community college, she told me later. Over pizza. I'll work part-time. Pay my way. I owe you that. I shook my head, but pride swelled in my chest. She wasn't the girl who'd stolen my car anymore. She was someone new, someone who'd learned that actions have weight, that love sometimes means tough choices. We drove home together, the radio playing softly, the road stretching ahead. The wreckage of that night on Maple Street felt like a lifetime ago. Lily wasn't perfect, and neither was I. But we were trying, and that was enough. What do you think? Did I do the right thing? Taking her college fund to pay for behavior school? Was it too harsh? Or was it the wake-up call she needed? Share your thoughts, I want to hear them.